I've been playing with the idea of doing fight picks on this channel for a long time. What I don't like about them is that it's kind of almost pointless in the sense that anything can happen. I always use the Masvidal and Ben Askren fight as a great example. Everything in my head said that Ben was going to walk through Masvidal and there's no real conversation to be had here. Talk all you want, Ben was going to walk through him, and of course the flying knee happened. And there's plenty of other examples. It's the beauty of MMA. We had it just the other week, Usman and Edwards. I had it that it was going to be exactly what it was, but to the end. I thought Usman was going to just dominate him, hold him down, keep him on his back, and that was going to be the whole fight. There was nothing to see here until the kick happened. It's the best thing about MMA, in my opinion. It's what makes it awesome, is you think you can look away. You think you could click off of that fight in the 5th round and go, you know what, there's nothing to see here, let's leave it. And then that happens. That's part of it. The other side of it is, when you're making content on YouTube and it becomes something quite niche like martial art content, there's only so many tutorial videos that you can do. There's only so many times you can show people how to throw a jab, how to throw a roundhouse kick. And whilst that's the stuff I enjoy doing the most, what I don't want to do is oversaturate the internet with a million videos showing the roundhouse kick, because it's already out there and it becomes a lot of information, but it's very difficult for you guys to sift through what's useful and what isn't. Here's my kind of conclusion on it. I'd like to create some extra content for the channel, not taking away from anything else on the channel, adding to it as an extra, but I don't want to get deep into fight picks and become one of those talking head channels that just discusses MMA. So what I'm going to do is, if there's a big event on or a fight I like, I'm going to do my picks for the co-main and the main, feature bout if it's like really spectacular. That's it. I'm not gonna go through the full fight card. I'm not gonna take 10 minutes to do it. It'll be quick and it's something you can just look at. The best part of this is I am notoriously bad at picking fights. Famously bad. So if you're looking to make some money, if you are a gambling man / woman, then just bet exactly across from what I'm doing, because I tend to curse people. Let's get into it with this weekend's fights. So we've got Marvin Vettori versus Robert Whittaker for the co-main event. This fight is a proper, in my opinion, pick'em fight. These two are so close when you look at the tail of the tape, you look at the stats, that it's really difficult to pick. They're around the same age. Marvin's a little bit younger. They are, I think, exactly the same height, and the reach advantage is something like ½ an inch. And again, it's to Vettori, right? It's tiny little differences between them. Where the difference comes in, I guess, is going to be in their experience, in terms of the kind of wars that they've had in the octagon. But although this is a difference, I'm still not sure who I would say it would benefit, because whilst I would say the experience leans towards Robert Whittaker, he's been in the bigger fights, he's definitely been in the worst wars. I feel like he's been hit a whole lot more than Marvin. I feel like he's been hurt a whole lot more than Marvin. So whilst the experience is in his favor, the damage is also on his side. Marvin hasn't been in as many huge big fights. He has fought for the title, he has contended, he's had some awesome fights. That fight he had with Paulo Costa was fantastic, but I don't feel like he's sustained the same kind of damage as what Robert has. Now, it's not a fight pick if I don't make a pick, so I will make a pick and I will say that I'm going with Robert Whittaker. Admittedly, through just a bit of bias, I enjoy his fighting style. I enjoy his background with that karate style. That for me is I'm always gonna have a soft spot for that. And I do believe that he has all the necessary abilities to nullify anything that Vettori can provide, especially if he watches the way that Israel has dealt with him in both of his fights and kind of follows a similar game plan, which I believe he has the tools to do so, then I think he gets it done. The main event for this weekend, so we've got Ciryl Gane and Tai Tuivasa. Again, very similar in terms of their age, but a huge discrepancy in terms of their height and reach. The reach in particular, I believe, is a 6-inch difference, which is massive. That's a real significant reach difference in the side of Ciryl Gane, and I think where it benefits him even more is he is that technical in-out fighter. So having that extra range and not needing to get as far in on a brawler, on someone who's just coming to take your head off like Tai Tuivasa, it's definitely going to benefit him. I am picking Ciryl Gane, but again, I'm picking him relatively lightly because I think Tai has just been on such a hot streak. He's got so much momentum going in his way, and I don't like picking against him because I think he's just such a great guy. I think he's got such an awesome attitude to the sport. He comes to fight, he comes to entertain, and he understands what it really is about. Ciryl Gane, clearly a gentleman and a true martial artist. I got a lot of respect for him, but from an entertainment factor, he leaves me wanting a lot more from him. I just feel like he could open up and express himself a lot more clearly. However, I do believe he's got the tools and the techniques to beat Tai. I think the way Tai does win is he makes it dirty. He has to get inside, he has to grab this guy, and he has to try to knock his head off. I think that Ciryl Gane has got the tools to keep him at range, to maintain the distance, and if it goes to the ground, I'm not too clear on what Tai's ground game is like, but I know Ciryl Gane at least has the basics down in terms of some submission threats and some positional dominance from the ground. So for me, it's gonna be Ciryl Gane. Guys, let me know if you like this format. If you hate this, just let me know in the comments. I ain't afraid of it. Just speak your mind. If you're like, no, please don't make this channel about this in the slightest, I'll stop doing it. If you like it or you wanna see where it goes, then let's just leave it for a few weeks and see how we do. I'm probably going to do it for a month just to see how it hits. I promise to not become one of these channels that just discusses MMA. There's enough of those out there. We are still a martial arts channel. We will still be doing drills. We will still be doing fighter breakdowns. This is just a little extra morsel for the weekend. Enjoy the fights, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.